Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is our new season of our podcast, The Check, and we are so happy that you're here with us today, checking out what's hot
and what's not. Season 2. We're so excited. I'm so happy. It's been quite of an adventure, right? Season 1?
It has been really, really great. If you're new to this, I'm Freddie, and this is
Amri.
And we are the hosts of the Check podcast, which is about a lot of different things. But today we're actually gonna just do a little bit of talking because some of our fans have said, you know, we really want to hear more conversation. So we're gonna do some conversating, and we're here at the Pink Piano. Check it out. This
Beautiful
is the Pink
spot.
Piano.
Beautiful spot, as you can see, pink piano.
Glass of wine to celebrate the wonderful time here at the Pink Piano. So Pink Piano is a local venue here in Lakeland that is a music venue and sort of like a gathering spot in Dixieland, which is a cute little hub in Lakeland. It's sort of like Midtown is what I would consider it to be. I've done a lot of events and a lot of fun stuff here at Pink Piano. We're gonna have a chance to introduce you to the owner later.
She's awesome, guys. You're gonna love her.
So let's get started.
Yeah, so today, I don't know if you're watching this during the morning, afternoon, maybe in your lunch break, maybe at dinner while you're cooking dinner. You never know.
Having a glass of
wine, relax. We want this season to be more organic. We're gonna talk about our lives, a little bit of situations that we all go through. I think Freddie can.
So, you know, we're talking about the space that we're in our lives, and we are holding space for people in our lives that are really bringing something to the table.
Yes.
People who are a part of a nurturing experience in our lives, especially for me. At this point, I'm in a phase of letting go. I'm letting go of things, energy, people that don't work. It doesn't work for me anymore, so I think it's time to let it go. I personally feel that some of us hold on to things for longer than we need to. I recently had this all leads into a great conversation I had with a really great friend of mine in New York City.
Okay.
He and I have been friends for over 30 years. This is like a long time friendship, like teenage into like adulthood friend. And he's also a very spiritually centered person. So he says to me, Freddie, I think that you're in a phase of your life where you need to purge.
Purge? What?
You need to clean your house. You need to get rid of
old stuff. Old things.
You know, and I was
that doesn't serve a purpose anymore.
Exactly. So I kind of started doing that. I literally started purging. Like, I went in my closet, I started going through clothes and shoes and things that were just not really serving me anymore.
I did that this weekend with my closet.
Right? So that's the era. It's almost like the moon. He said it's in relationship to what's going on in the universe. Is a purge, is to get rid of that stuff. So in lieu of that, there are also some people that I've been purging.
That's the hardest part.
Just energies and weight, a weightedness that feels like, why are we still doing this? Why do we continue to try this? And I'm not talking about a romantic or relationship, because that is one of the most sound things in my life. 23 years strong, like perfectly stable. Let me not, speak too soon, because he might go crazy at some point.
But it could be on your case. It could be taken that way. So.
Right. All is well. However, there are other relationships that are not. There's no consistency. There's no real connection, I feel, anymore at this point.
So how do you feel that? Like, is it after a while? Is it something that you feel quick? Is it something that,
Girl.
Because in my case, I struggle with it. I tend to see the good in people.
Why do you struggle with it?
Because I tend to see the good in people. And even when they show me the ugly face, I keep saying they could be better. They could, they can change. They can for me, it's hard to see the bad in people because I do have faith in everyone, and I do believe that change can happen.
I've seen some of the worst things change, and be like, wow, like this is much better. But I do think that there's a time limit for everything. You know, like as my grandmother would have said, en español, todo tiene su final, Freddy.
Yes,
Tú no puedes estar aguantando algo que ya está, que no debe de estar en tu mano. It doesn't belong
Mi mamá lo
there.
diría distinto, pero.
Hello. You know what I mean? Like she was my everything. Like I've said many times, the wisdom and the guidance that I got from her was really, really strong. And those were some of the things that she would say. She would be like, why are you socializing with this person constantly? What is this relationship based on? You know, are you like this? Are you like this person? Because, you know, judge of character is someone, you know, they say, dime con quien anda, te digo quien eres, right? Birds of a feather flock together. So you're keeping company with someone that is sort of like a bull in a china closet, you know, like just like tearing down all these relationships around them, doing all of these things to people that are not.
I also believe that there are some people that come in our life for a season. So maybe that person came to your life for a little while to teach you something, and then it's time to let them go. That's where I struggle with.
I hear
letting them go.
Letting
them go. That's where I struggle with.
Letting them go. How would you approach the conversation and saying, we need to pump the brakes, or we need to?
I think at this point of my life, I'm gonna be 40 soon, and I keep saying that. I was telling Freddie earlier that I'm in this point of my life that I keep saying I'm gonna be 40 because it's a shock for me. You know, it's that part of life. It's hard, you know, but at this point of my life, I've learned to have my boundaries, healthy boundaries, of course.
Here's to healthy boundaries.
And also being polite. I always like to be kind. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but hay una frase en español que dice, si te pica, es porque aplica. Because if something doesn't bother you, it's because it's not for you, right? So at least on my experience, when someone gives me a feedback, I take whatever is good and I discard what is not, right? So when I talk to someone about closing that chapter, I try to think the same way. I given them my feedback. I always welcome in my friendship, like we're always gonna be friends, but I have to step back. There's something that's not working. And I think that's self-love, and that's okay. Hard, yes, but I've always think that it's God first and then yourself. Tienes que amar a Dios y después amarte a ti mismo. And that takes courage, but that shows self-love.
You're right. It does. I think sometimes for me, the bigger challenge also is in circles of friends. Because many times,
Tell me about
the
it.
person that you're releasing is being held on by someone else that's in your circle of friends.
Yes.
So there's a dinner party or there's a get together, and you know this person is not on the top of your list, and then there they are with your other friends who now you've connected this person to, so they're a part of a circle of friends. And I find sometimes often that can be a little frustrating for me personally, because I feel like, oh, like how do I address this? How do I not look like I'm being petty by, you know, not even really wanting to have a lengthy conversation with someone who, you know, you may have heard has said things about you behind your back, or, you know, the trust has been sort of like affected. So then there's that level of like, there's no trust now.
I think it's also, you know, how we deal with it. Like, when you are healthy and you have this kind of self-love in yourself and that confidence, it's easier to be kind to someone that is not kind to us. It's easy to give love to someone that doesn't give love to us, but with boundaries. So about this, we're gonna keep talking in a few minutes, okay? So let's take a little pause.
Boundaries.
I wanna drink my wine, so see you later.
Cheers. Yay, we're so excited.
Back.
We have Chrissy here, who is the owner of the Pink Piano.
Yeah.
And this is one of our venue sponsors where we're holding our podcast this season for this episode. And so welcome, Chrissy, to the chat. So Chrissy, let's start off by you telling us where you're from.
I'm from New York, Long Island, New York.
Oh, another New Yorker.
Like,
Me too. Oh my God, a lot of New Yorkers here.
Okay, so you're from Long Island, and how did you end up in Lakeland?
A long story. But do you remember that you were one of my first open mic hosts?
I was one of your open mic hosts. I didn't know.
Wait,
Did you know that? You didn't know that?
No,
I didn't know I was
tell
one of
me.
your
Oh,
first
yeah.
open mic hosts.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
I think you pretty much were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what
it
you
was
did?
fun.
Yeah. We did open mic where I just left the mic open to people who wanted to perform and
Okay.
were interested in coming in and
amazing.
showcasing. And actually, I think Anisette, who's
Right.
one of your big performers and is an amazing local performer, was one of my first guests
Yes.
for the open mic
Yes.
that I hosted here at Pink Piano. But Pink Piano was not always your dream. How did Pink Piano happen?
It's such a long story, but a friend of mine, we talked about, she lived in Lakeland, she wanted to open a place. Next thing you know, I did a little investing. Next thing you know, here I am.
So you're
How has been the Pink Piano here?
We incorporated in August 2014, which is 10 years.
Wow.
But we signed our lease October 3rd, 2014. And we
You don't
built.
forget those things.
Yeah, we
huh?
did a build out, and we opened like a soft opening Black Friday. And
She
then
remembers
I
everything.
consider the real opening like kind of like January 2015.
Of that new
Yeah,
year.
that's the way I look at it, because
Okay.
it was all kind of soft and getting used to everything.
Wow.
Was it
Yeah.
always called the Pink Piano?
Yes, because we had a bunch of different names. We knew we wanted music, but we named it after we found the piano.
Beautiful.
Then it was easy marketing.
Then it was
you know?
easy marketing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
Yay. And so, since you are now one of the thriving music venues in Lakeland, because a lot of people talk about the Pink Piano and
Yes.
being able to play at the
It's
Pink
a known
Piano,
place.
what do you think about how much the music scene has changed here since you opened the Pink Piano?
There's so many gifted musicians here. And so it's been really nice because I feel like people have like kind of come out of the woodworks and they're just like taking a chance.
Oh, that's
In the very beginning, it was a little bit, but as more and more people came out, it's just been a place that people are thriving, and now they're playing all over the place. So speaking of Annie, I remember when I first met her and she was in a band in Little Raw, but I was like, I love this band, you know? And some people didn't like it, but I loved it. And I was like, come back. you know? And it was, you know, I've watched so many people grow, like really grow from like lack of confidence to just thriving. And so it's kind of like I feel like it's a little incubator for like new artists. So they're kind of growing. And we've always had like a mission statement of a safe space. We talked about that earlier.
Absolutely.
About like, so just a place where people can just be themselves and just start out and grow, you know?
So
Nice.
I can already feel like this clean breeze energy from you. And I love how the place looks. Did you put a little bit of you into this place?
Oh yeah.
How do you feel like that came together?
So it's so many things have happened, but I would say the core of it is the desire to have people be themselves musically and to kind of just experiment and be safe to like try different things. So a lot of times people will come in on open mic and they'll do a song they never did, and then they'll be like, oh, and I'm like, that was awesome. So I didn't know I was a talent scout, but I guess I am. But I really
Surely are.
I consider myself more of a mom, which is more like, You're really good at that. You should keep doing it. And that's my encouragement to a lot
But I
of the
think
artists.
that's the catch. I think that's what makes it so great. And so many people are drawn to you as sort of like a music mom, someone that nurtures and supports musicians like Patty Cannoli, who came here from a totally different state, a totally different place. And I told her about this place, and then she just kind of blew up here too. So many artists, I think, and locally, they need this. They need a place like this. So thank you so much for opening the Pink Piano and adding to our landscape of things that happen here in Polk County.
And it's from every age, because we have young, like Robin Brooke. She's like with 12 doing open mic. Because you're allowed to be here, you can't drink. But to Tyler Robbins, who's a little bit older, and he did not play piano for like 30 years, and he walked in and asked to play the Pink Piano, and he's been playing ever since.
Wow,
so it's just
amazing.
been like from young to old. It's been like Sheldon,
Sheldon.
Mike, all kinds of people just coming in.
And this is not a bar. This is a venue.
I call it a music venue.
A music venue, right. So families come here with their kids and listen to music and have the dad plays and the families here watching.
And if someone wants to do an event, can they do an event here?
Yes.
You do private events?
We do private events. We rent it out. And, sometimes we'll have people do a little something before we open. Sometimes they rent it completely out privately. Sometimes we have small groups just have a mini birthday party within the event that's happening.
I have a question. This is a music venue. What's your favorite type of music? What is that music that touches your soul?
I don't know. I like pretty much almost everything. But I feel like just whatever there's life on at the moment. So, like if you're cleaning and you want something like rock and roll to get you moving, if you're like in the mood and you're like R&B, or if you're like, thinking poetically and rap, like, I don't know. I just like everything. Folk, and classical piano. I love jazz. I love blues. And I love the violin. I don't know. It just pulls my heartstrings. So, but it doesn't mean I'm always in the mood for this or that. It just means whatever is happening.
You're very open to everything.
Well, music is I love it because it's a unifier. It's a universal language.
Absolutely.
Like in a divided world, everybody can lay it down and listen to music and get along for a minute.
So the Pink Piano is accessible to people who want to throw parties. It's a venue where you can bring your band to perform. Chrissy's always available. You can reach out online and send her a message.
Facebook Messenger,
old school, right? Everybody's on Insta and all that stuff. So whatever, Facebook Messenger still works. You get in there and you just send Chrissy a message. She's the person that checks it and responds.
And not only that, let's say you have a song that you wrote and you just want to try it out, do like a scout of your song. This is the perfect place. You're going to get the right feedback, and you're going to get that energy to know if your song or if your music is right for you. Right?
And also open mics every Wednesday, so that's a good place to just start.
Wednesday, open mics.
Like 8:30ish.
Okay.
Because it's music time.
Right.
I might come because I love to sing. I used to be in Broadway back a few years ago. So it's been a while. So I might come on Wednesday.
Yeah, it'll be nice. And we do have a Bluetooth hookup, so if you have a song on your phone, it's not necessarily like karaoke because we don't do the thing, but if you have your backing track, if you have it, and then like some people will dance. Actually, we have this one kid who comes in and he dances and he kind of mouths, he lip syncs. And then we have poets, we have comedy. Every second Saturday is our comedy concert.
There's nothing to do in Lakeland.
Yeah, don't
need to do here.
I know. I don't know why people say that. We're from New York. We're like, you have to look at it. Look for it.
I have some friends in Orlando that I have to beg to them to come to Lakeland because they think that Lakeland is like a little.
And then when they come, they're hooked. They're like, oh my God, I didn't know.
Like they don't know that Lakeland is growing so much and that we have so much art in here. It's crazy.
And then we have like the Polk Museum of Art, and then we have all kinds of things. Like
Chrissy, I want you to tell me an amazing experience that you had here that is always with you. An occasion, a singer, something that happened that you're like, oh my God, this is the best decision I ever made.
we call them magical musical moments, but there's so many. But I do remember this two that stand out to me. One of them was when Dan Signore was here, and he and my son got to play with him.
Nice.
And so he was playing drums, and my daughter singing with Sheldon. So that was, you know, putting my family.
Nice.
But I remember Derek Buggs playing the piano and Adrian singing spontaneously some bluesy jazz. I remember Annie doing the same thing with Derek. Like, just, I call it cross-pollination. Like, if you have a different genre and then you're sitting with somebody else, it's so nice. I love those things.
Okay.
There's too many actually, but that's what popped in my head. So
amazing. So you guys know the Pink Piano here in Lakeland. Come Tuesdays to Saturday.
Tuesday through Saturday. Tuesday the person plays for tips. We call it Tipsy Tuesday.
Tipsy Tuesday, I love it.
And then Wednesday's
I'm here for it.
Wednesday's the open mic. Thursday is our Underbelly sessions, which Annie heads up, and that's, you have to be a writer. You don't have to do all originals, but you have to do a few. So you have to be a writer, but you can do covers. And then Friday and Saturday, that's our, you know, our main nights. But it's completely different every night, you know.
And you also support organizations like having a fundraiser here, because
we've had quite a few,
We've had quite a few fundraisers, charity events here.
And your band played back in the day.
Back in the day, many things. But it's a great space for a party that is gonna, like, the room gets full. The room gets full.
Yeah.
And so you never feel like your party's a failure at the piano. Because when there's 30 people,
it's a shotgun style,
you know, and then more people, and it sometimes goes out into the parking lot, and then people are like, what's going on?
There's a party outside a lot of times.
There's a party outside and a party inside.
Because there is no smoking inside, but people smoke outside. So then there's like a whole extra party outside going.
And can people order food and bring it in here too? You're okay with food?
Yes, we had tapas. Yeah, we had tapas for like a long time, and then when COVID hit and we reopened, we did not bring back the tapas because there's a food truck outside.
There you go.
Feast of Persia, they're outside, so you can go. And then there's other things that happen, but you can bring. We order Jets Pizza a lot.
That's what it is.
And then we also, you know, you can bring in whatever. And then when you have your own party, you can cater it to whatever. You know.
So we were talking about earlier, Chrissy, about letting go.
Topic of conversation. We're talking about when, you know, it's time to let go of something or someone. And so we're going to ask you your advice.
Yes.
So I feel like everybody wants to blame people, like why things end. And like, it doesn't have to be that. The season changes. Like, you don't have to be mad at each other. You could just be like, hey, something shifted. You're going this way, I'm going that way. I loved our season together. It was awesome, you know. I wish you well, and that's it. Like, but it's always like, oh, they did this and they did that, and I wish it didn't
and
have
hold
to be
the grudge. You're not gonna see it. Like, that person.
Yeah, I don't feel like it has to be that way. Like, I don't know. I think with maturity, I'm 60 now, so I'm like, whoop.
All right, girl.
So I'm like, being 60, I'm like,
have on our.
Oh, that's pretty.
I know.
I need one.
Do we have to be mad at each other? Do we have to? A lot of times when we end things, we want, because we feel bad, we kind of want to justify it, so we have to pick something to be mad at, I think.
Yes.
And then you can kind of like justify it and be like, go.
Right.
Because we don't really want it to end. Yeah. So, but then it's okay to be like, you know what, this did not work, or it's shifting. I remember a while ago someone said that a lot of times people think everything's like hierarchy, but it's more orbital.
Yes.
So sometimes people come around and then you're close because your orbit's right there, and then it's like good, but then it shifts and then all of a sudden you're distant.
Like we were talking earlier, some people just come from a season.
Right.
They're here for just a few months because they were going to here to teach you something.
Right.
And then they have to go.
And I have friends that I talk to like every month, every year, like, you know, but like you pick up where you left off. I hate guilt. Don't give me a guilt trip. If they're like, you haven't called me, and I'm like, you haven't called me either, so.
I heard there's two types of friends.
True.
There's a cactus friend. The cactus friend is the one that you go, travel the world, come back, and he's like, hey, back to see you. He's alive. You don't need to water all the time. And then you have the bonsai friend. That's the one that you just go and look this way, and you come back, and he's dead because you need to water all the time. We should look forward to cactus friend, which are the ones that we just go travel the world, come back, and he's like, hey, tell me about your trip. You don't need to water it all the time. Friendship should be like you just said.
That's my problem because I have a no green thumb. All my plants die. But I have a cactus that is as big as a building.
Oh, you see what I'm telling you.
It's taller than my house.
That's so funny.
So I need more cactuses in my life because
low maintenance. Low maintenance. That's what it is.
All right, you guys. Well, we love you and thank you so much for hosting us.
Oh, that's such a good energy. When you guys come here,
I just met
you're
you
gonna
too.
feel this amazing vibe and energy. It's like I cannot explain it. I just met her a few minutes ago, and I just feel like connection. So you guys have to come here. The Pink Piano, Tuesday to Saturday. The wine, it's amazing. The place is beautiful, and of course, it has a very beautiful pink piano. And if you are like me, sing, like to write, read, this is the place, right, Freddie?
Hello, this is the place to be. Pink Piano in Dixieland, Lakeland.
Yeah.
And remember, we are the checking out what's hot
and what's not. And the Pink Piano is definitely hot.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. So we decided to do a little quote at the end of each episode, a quote or a joke. This time we're going with a quote. What is it, Freddie?
Life has no limitations except the ones that you make.
So that means go towards your dream. Don't think that you cannot do it. Believe in yourself, and life is beautiful, right?
And stay positive while letting it go.
So wrap in episode 1.
Bye.